As technology advances, everything seems to get more compact, thinner, lighter, or just plain tiny. This has never been more true than when it comes to our cell phones. We've gone from giant brick phones to pocket-sized smartphones that have more power than some 5-year-old laptops. And in the past 10 years, companies have tried to make the way we communicate as small as possible. But is that starting to change? This is the Galaxy Note from Samsung. These big screen phones might look funny at first, especially if you come from an iPhone or a BlackBerry, but hear me out, you might just find a place in your heart for this big guy. The Galaxy Note has been quite a hit. The first version had a gigantic 5.3-inch screen, and the Note 2 goes even bigger to 5.5 inches. Most tablets start at 7 inches, so this is really encroaching on tablet territory. It's as close in size to a tablet as it is to an iPhone, which just got a half-inch upgrade to 4 inches with the iPhone 5. And the Note is up there on the top end of the size spectrum to be sure, but there are a lot of other phones bigger than the iPhone nowadays. Samsung, HTC, Nokia, and others all have larger phones out there. So how can you tell if the phone is the right size for you? Here's a few tips for when you're shopping for a new phone. The thickness of the phone and how it sits in your hand is as important as the size. Some people hold their phones from the bottom, some kind of in the middle, so check how you fit in your hand. Then move your thumb around the screen and see how your reach is to the top and bottom corners. On average, women actually have thumbs 2 to 3 centimeters shorter than men, so gender could play a part here. Also, if you're going to look at a big screen Android phone, you'll wind up pulling the top of the screen down to see your notifications. Try doing that a few times and see how comfortable it is for you. And one more thing, you simply might not care how it works in one hand, as you're probably fine holding it with both hands. You might only need one hand to hold the phone, and you get your second hand out for unlocking the phone, typing, surfing the web, and other things. If you hate typing on a touchscreen, and believe me, based on feedback, you're not alone, the bigger screen gives you lots of room to hit the right buttons. Now that being said, these big screen beauties aren't exactly inconspicuous, so when you hold the phone up to your ear, it's almost comical at how big this thing looks. But if you really don't care, and you don't really make a lot of calls or you usually use a hands-free device, this won't be a big deal. For those out there who already own a tablet, there's probably not a need for having a really big screen on a phone. And this iPhone is definitely easy to use with one hand for casual typing or quickly getting some information and then throwing it back into your pocket. Overall, I've got to say that when testing out the Note, I thought it was funny that I needed 2 hands just to unlock it. There's a bit of stretching and reaching involved, but if you use your phone for watching movies or a lot of web surfing, the Note's big screen makes all the difference. Also, you might not be interested in a tablet because you don't want to haul out another device. Plus, there's other perks on the Note, like the S Pen stylus, which really works well with the large canvas, especially if you're doing any type of note-taking or drawing. The runaway success of the Galaxy Note says it's all about the benefits, and a lot of people are blown away by the screen. And once you're used to a big screen, it really is hard to go back to a smaller one. Just be sure to try out my tips when checking these large phones out before you make a decision.
Gotta get connected.